Hi, my name is Rebecca Seaman. I'm one of the producers of the film Folklore Center Blues. The film grew out of a friendship that I have with Izzy Young, the proprietor of the Folklore Center in New York and now Folklorcentrum in Sweden. He was a friend of my family's, and I'd spend summers hanging out with him in his store in Sweden when I was a kid and then a young adult doing research in music there. And I'd always get lost in his fabulous stories about his time in Greenwich Village and all of the wonderful artists and musicians that he knew and spent time with. And it felt like a vital story that needed to be told. And then I met Tamsin, a filmmaker, and we approached Izzy and have been making the film ever since.
Hi, I'm Tamsin Orion, the director and co-producer of Folklore Center Blues. Up until this point, Rebecca and I have been self-funding the production phase of our film. We've been flying back and forth to New York and to Sweden, capturing fantastic interviews with people that knew Izzy when he was in New York and love him and are still working with him now in Sweden. We've assembled a fabulous post-production team. We have an editor, we have an animator, we have somebody who's going to help us do further archival research. And those are people that need to be paid. And we are asking you to help support this film so that we can bring the wonderful things that we've captured to the public. And those include some really special, unique interviews.
Some of these interviews were with people who unfortunately passed away shortly after we interviewed them. We have some of their final statements. Susie Rodolo, Pete Seeger. We always ask our music subjects to play something for us. So we have a treasure trove of music to share with you from people like David Grisman, John Sebastian, Happy Traum, the great Pete Seeger himself, Jim Kweskin. The list goes on, and we really want to share this music with you.
The only way that we're going to be able to finish this film is to get support from people like you who care about this incredible turning point in world music and who care about the power of music to change the world. We have some great perks to offer you, so please take a look and support us at whatever level you can. Every little bit helps, and we can't wait to get this film out to the public and to the world. Thank you very much.
I came here to see the sights, and I became one of the sights.
I swung on to my old guitar, grabbed hold of a subway car. After rocking, reeling, rolling ride, I landed up on the downtown side. Greenwich Village.
I don't think I really remember the first time that I met Izzy. It almost feels like I've always known Izzy. He's just one of those people.
Unique character. I mean, you know, there's not another like him.
There's no spin with Izzy. He is what he is and always has been.
How old are you?
25, just turned 25.
Did you write a letter to me in Sweden?
One famous musician said, when someone asked him, what do you feel about Izzy Young? He's a pain in the ass, but we love him.
As I was walking that ribbon of highway, Israel Young had run a bookstore. People would bring in their guitars and banjos and fiddles. Almost any time of day you could go in there and make a little music.
For a lot of us, it was kind of like our office, a place you could check in and find out what was happening.
If you're looking for just like stories about things that went on at the Folklore Center, put away the clock and take out the calendar here. I mean, it's, you know, we could go on for weeks.
Like when young Tim Buckley came to New York, Folklore Center. Young Bob Dylan, Folklore Center. Peter LaForge, Folklore Center. They all got there, maybe on their way to someplace else. But he was the welcoming place.
The Folklore Center on McDougal Street was like a beacon for all these people. They would always drop in there. He kind of reigned from the Folklore Center, and he had a column for Sing Out magazine, Frets and Frails.
I think Izzy enjoyed particularly the fact that as the Lovin' Spoonful was having its success, he had me, Maria Muldaur, Steve Katz, David Grisman, Josh Rivkin under contract as the Even Dozen Jug Band. I don't know how much training he had for it, but he certainly knew good music.
There's a lot of people running around in Greenwich Village claiming to have been instrumental in who Bob Dylan turned out to be. But the one person that can even come close to making that claim is probably Israel Young, because he knew what he was seeing when he saw Dylan.
In those years, I was a couple with Bob Dylan, and so I would go with Bob to the Folklore Center, and there'd be other people there, and I'd kind of hang back and listen to Izzy. And Izzy knew something about everything.
For Izzy, it was always the music. It always was the music. Izzy had nothing to do with the commercialization of folk music. He hated it. He despised it.
If you gave him the records on consignment, he would sell the records, and he would never think that he owed the record company any money.
It was like a private theater for me. I was like the king of something or other. And I could hear the people spilling blood.
If a fiddler played you a song,
I think people gravitated towards Izzy. I think people wanted to impress Izzy. It was a stamp of authenticity if you could impress Izzy, and you know, I do. I want to impress him.
I'll just read the first stanza.
Okay.
Okay, what's up?
Well, I'm living in Stockholm 35 years, and I feel the same way now in Sweden.
Show business.
I like folk music.
When someone comes from a different country and tells you you have something fantastic here, something you take for granted, then it's easier to see that, hey, this is something special that we should take care of and appreciate.
This song always goes out to Pete Seeger, but tonight it goes out to Izzy Young as well.
Find something you like and stick to it. I had the confidence to continue liking folk music, but I cannot tell anyone else how to do it themselves, how to find infinite energy to continue outside of normal thinking and practice.